What's up guys, JNO here, and welcome back to another episode of Mid-Table Clash. And guess what guys, if you've not been tuning in and you don't know what's been happening, I am in the top 4 with West Bromwich Albion. Now I don't think many people expected me to be doing so well at this point in the network save, but I have really set myself apart from the rest of the pack and I'm up there with the big boys. So let's get into this episode, see if I can do as well as I have been doing, and hopefully stay in that top 4. If we have a look at the up and coming fixtures, we've got West Ham, Everton, then an FA Cup game against Leicester, against DaveAzzopardi as he's now Leicester manager. And boys, just have a look at that table. 35 points, joint with West Ham, but we're above Chelsea, Man U and Liverpool. So we are doing really well at the moment. So hopefully we'll keep the run of form going. Also, if we have a look at the date, it's the 26th of December, so there may be some transfers in this episode as well. So let's see what happens in this episode of the Mid-Table Clash. What's up guys, JNO here, and welcome to JNO United. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and remember, it's all about the game. Okay, so we're going into the game against West Ham. We're at Upton Park. This is the only game I am going to play at Upton Park as West Brom manager, seeing as they're moving at the end of this season. So I'd like to get a win. The West Ham boys are probably going to be up for it, especially as they're 5th. This is 4th versus 5th. West Brom versus West Ham. Big game. West Ham are favourites, so hopefully we can pull something out of the bag. Okay, so we're lining up with Rondon, McManaman, Morrison, Romero, Fletcher, Jakob, Dawson, Olsen, Evans and Brunt. Unfortunately both our left and right back regulars are injured, with Timo Horn in goal. I've put Ben Foster on the transfer list, which a lot of managers have had their say about. Alright, so let's go. Let's start this match and hopefully pick up a win against West Ham. I've had a word with Rondon and said you need to pick up your performances, so I'm hoping for better things from Rondon. I'm hoping for better things from my whole team. Definitely not the start that we had planned. We've gone 1-0 down in 6 minutes. Cresswell with a great ball in and Payet with an easy finish. Where was the marking? That was poor. Hopefully we pick up this ball when Adrian clears it. Yes we do. Romero to Rondon. Rondon skips past a man. Romero, Fletcher, Morrison. Get in. 1-1. 8 minutes in and we've had 2 goals already, and I think that deserves a drink. Okay, Rondon playing a lot better this game so far. I know it's only 8 minutes. Great tackle by Obiang, but it falls to Morrison, who beats Adrian at his near post. Adrian didn't even respond really. So 1-1. We're back in the game. Brunt on the left now to Jakob. That's a risky ball back, but it worked. Romero into Rondon, through to Morrison. Oh dear Morrison. Wrap your foot around it. Use your left foot and like finesse it. Okay, West Ham are starting to get a grip on this game now, which is worrying. Great ball in and Valencia skies it. And those stats aren't looking too great right now. But can Rondon make something happen on the right here? Morrison, goal number 2. We've had less shots, but we've made them count. That is Morrison's 9th goal of the season. Let's see what happens here. Rondon gets it. He fires it in. It hits one of West Ham players on the arse, and Morrison just picks up the pieces. Okay, so we are going into the second half 2-1 up. Hopefully the boys can keep this performance up. Reed is taking a free kick, which is strange, and Johnson with a freaking thunderbolt of a goal. What on earth was that? Bloody hell, look at this. Just one touch and crack. It's annoying when a player like Adam Johnson scores a goal like that against you. This isn't looking good now. We're under the pressure here. Hopefully we can get a tackle in. Payet is injured but still running around our defenders, and we have... Please tell me that's offside. It's not offside, and we have literally taken a 1-goal lead and lost it in about 3 minutes. To be honest, if we get something out of this game, we're lucky. Okay, Pavon to Morrison. Trying to get the ball forward quickly and it's not worked. Cresswell, we know he can whip it in. They've hit the post. We've just had no answer for West Ham's attack today. No answer at all. West Ham are looking a very strong unit. Very, very strong team. They have just played us off the park. Okay, but Zuccolini now on the ball. Fletcher to Rondon to Morrison. Why shoot? Cross the ball. Come on. That was the chance. We're not going to get another one. We've not had, apart from that, any chances in this match in the second half. And the whistle is going to go soon. And that is it. We have lost 3-2. Our win of 7 unbeaten is going to be broken. It's a shame, but to be honest, it's not a game that we should have won, so I can't be too disappointed. If it was a game where I felt we should have won and then we still managed to lose it somehow, like we've looked like we may do a couple of times, then that would have been really annoying. But that was just a game where we got outplayed. But James Morrison still got an 8.8 rating. How do you get an 8.8 rating when we lose like? I suppose we only lost by 1 goal, strictly speaking. So guys, as you can see, the stats were all in their favour. That second half was just painful to watch. The other results are in as well, and Man City have beaten Crystal Palace. Leicester beat Stoke 2-0. So Dave is now 10th, but it is his second job. We should keep that in mind. And the table is now looking like this. We are 6th. We've dropped 3 points behind West Ham. We're now equal with Chelsea. So a win could get us back to around 5th, maybe 4th if West Ham slip up. And Leicester are only 3 points behind Liverpool in 9th. And then we have Palace flirting with relegation down here, and Stoke being mid-table. So let's move on to the next game, and hopefully we have a much better overall performance than we had in that game. So we're going into the next game against Everton. We have a lot of injuries and suspensions, so we're lining up with Rondon, McLean, Pavon, Zuccolini, Morrison, Fletcher, Pochettino, Olsen, Evans, Matthew James, my subscriber winner, coming in at right back with Timo Horn in goal. And then we have a pretty standard Everton side. No Ross Barkley, which seems like a good thing, but John Stones is there, and Seamus Coleman is always dangerous. Let's go into the game and hopefully pick up a victory and put that defeat against West Ham behind us. Okay, let's go. The pitch looks frosty, but hopefully our performance won't be. Okay, so Pavon in the box. It's tackled, but it falls to Pochettino. Pavon, Rondon. Okay, Evans crosses it. Rondon, Pavon. Not the best of shots. It's not looking good. Looks like they're building an attack here. Great ball, Pienaar, but Horn makes the save. Okay, Pienaar. Fletcher picks it up to McLean. Can we make something happen? What a ball by McLean into Pavon. Pavon, I'm sure you could have crossed that there. Okay, Pochettino, Rondon. Don't know what you're doing there, Rondon, but Pavon cuts inside as a shot. Tim Howard with the big save. I would like an early goal for once. Timo Horn comes out and takes control of that loose ball well and throws it to McLean. Great play by the keeper there. Into Morrison. Finds Pochettino on the left. Inside to Pavon. Goes past his man as a shot. Tim Howard saves again. 2 clear-cut chances and we've not put either of them away. Okay, Morrison trying to find McLean, but he can't. Lukaku's broken free. Get a foot in, get a tackle in. Naismith over the bar. This is end-to-end stuff so far. Okay, Zuccolini to Morrison. McLean's got the ball now. Cutting inside to Morrison. To Rondon. Rondon, you're through. Pavon. Take the shot, mate. Pavon crosses it. Zuccolini, you can put it back out to Pavon. I think he was onside. Crosses it. Rondon, goal! Get in! Rondon finally scoring. And it seems my strikers only score when they get headed opportunities. But we will take the goal. Pavon on the left here. Whips in across with his right foot. Rondon leaps in the air. Think he beats Stones. It's probably one of their centre-backs. And we get the 1-0 lead against Everton. Come on, boys. Let's grab another before half-time. Kill the game off now. And we go in at half-time 1-0 up. Okay, you know what? Let's not change anything. I often go tinkering, and I tinkered against West Ham, and look how that ended up. Okay, Pavon whips the ball in. To Zuccolini. To Rondon. And again. What is wrong with you, Rondon? What is wrong with my strikers? If it's not a header, they don't score. Fletcher to James. James is having quite a good game on the right, considering he's not a right back. Olsen with the ball. Into Pavon. Pavon finds McLean. Howard. Fuck off. Zuccolini probably needs to be taken off. I'm not really wanting to play Brunt there, but we will play Brunt there because he's the only one that really can play there. I reckon McLean needs to come off. McManaman has been complaining about not getting the game time, so McManaman, I've given you some chances and you've not really done anything. To Stones, hopefully he's going to mess up. No, McCarthy through to Lennon. Great tackle by Evans. Rondon on the ball now to McManaman. To Rondon, into Brunt. Pavon, go past the man, skip past the man, into Rondon, into Morrison, and it's a goal! That was a gay celebration. But I was just in a rhythm then, and that's how it came out. I apologise. But Pavon skips past his man, puts it into Rondon, who has a lovely touch through to Morrison, and at least Morrison can finish Rondon. And it's 2-0. That is nice. Is there anyone we want to give some game time? We'll watch this highlight first. Right, we get it clear. Pavon now has the ball. To Olsen. Good ball to Morrison. Rondon now. Great ball to McManaman. And it's free. McManaman proving a point to me clearly. That's his first goal of the season. He's a promising youngster. He could be pretty good. And we've given him a chance because he's been complaining. This is a lot better than the last chance I gave him. Near post. Tim Howard has suddenly fallen to pieces. And I'm not complaining. You know what? We shall give our new signing a go. And if you didn't know, I brought Papastafilopoulos. Yeah, it's the Borussia Dortmund defender, and you know I can't say his name. You just know that was going to happen. But we have brought him in on loan for the rest of the season, so we've got another solid defender with Johnny Evans and Olsen now. And hopefully he can make our defence a bit more solid. But to be honest, they've been pretty solid today. Clean sheet it looks like we're going to get. Hopefully I've not jinxed it. Rondon on a 9 rating. So I know he's maybe not put the chances I wanted him to put away, but I cannot argue with a 9.0 average rating. Pocagnoli is reassuring me as to why I'm picking him. We had an 8.4 for Johnny Evans as well, with an 8 for Matthew James at right back. Morrison on 8.3, but Morrison always performs for us. And Callum McManaman actually having a good game. 3-0, that is more like it. We've jumped up to 5th, leapfrogging Chelsea, but it looks like they've got a game in hand. They're probably still in the cup. And West Ham are now 2nd. Tottenham, West Ham, that's the top 2. Anyway, the other results were Palace beating Sunderland 3-2. And Stoke got thrashed by Dave's old team Swansea. But Joe is starting to climb the table, which is good for him. And if we go and have a look at the cup game, because there was Dave in the cup. In the Capital One Cup semi-final, Dave has beaten Man City 1-0 away. He's going into the second leg with a 1-0 advantage, and it's an away goal. Great game by Dave. Kanté getting the goal. We could have a cup winner in this series. Anyway guys, let's go on to the next game. It's the FA Cup against Dave. Dave has just beaten Man City, so I'm a bit worried. Okay guys, so we're now going into the FA Cup game, 3rd round, and we have been drawn against DaveAzzopardi. We are coming up against Jamie Vardy and DaveAzzopardi. Hopefully there is no party, and we go home feeling naughty. Anyway, we are favourites to win, but Dave has proven that he can beat some of the big boys in this division, so hopefully we don't concede early on. And I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just feel like Dave could get the better of me this time, which is not good. Okay, he is playing the formation that I remember doing very well against me in some other game we played at some point. So anyway, you can see I'm playing a weakened side. Pavon, Callery, McManaman, Zuccolini, Brunt, Fletcher. There's no Romero, there's no Morrison. So I'm playing a weakened side. Rico Henry is coming in at left back. Now if I remember correctly, I think I had some success when I did this. I know that probably doesn't help James out much, but we're going to give it a go. Alright, so let's start the match, and hopefully we can pull out a result against Dave, just because it's against Dave. I'm not bothered about the FA Cup personally. With my league position the way it is, I'm quite happy to focus on the league. Okay, I was not expecting an injury so soon. but I'm not going to risk anyone for the cup. Evans to Fletcher. Fletcher to Brunt. Can Brunt find Calorie? Through to Zuccolini, and Zuccolini's got shit shooting, obviously. Okay, that's better though, we got a chance. Okay, Pavon on the ball. Pavon to Calorie. That Boca Juniors connection. Brunt through to McLean. McLean, can he get across? Yes, he can. I have no idea where that ball went. Okay, Pavon with the cross. I apologise if I'm quiet, by the way, but everyone else has gone to bed. Calorie on the ball. Back to James, who gets tackled by Alvarez. To McLean, to James. Can he get across him? Finds McLean. McLean through to Pavon's offside. Sugar. But we started to get ourselves back into this game. Changing to control seems to have done well for us. Okay, so it's a Leicester attack. Kanté, dangerous player. Fletcher with a great tackle. McLean, can we break? Calorie through again. Zuccolini one more time. Pavon, go on, put it in. Pavon has been a good impact sub, but when I've started him, he seems to get through a lot and just doesn't have the finishing. He is a youngster, so it could come with time, but realistically, how many games are we going to play in this? How many seasons are we going to do? Okay, so it is half time, and it is 0-0, but we had a lot more of the second of that first half. Okay, as it was doing well, I'm not going to tinker with it. I learnt my lesson against West Ham. So if it's working, don't change anything. Let Dave try and change something because I was doing better. Hopefully he gets it wrong and we can take advantage. Okay, McLean whips in the cross. Not the greatest, but it's back out to McLean by Zuccolini. Edge of the box to Zuccolini. Back to James. Matthew James tries to find McLean and messes it up. Shots wise, it's pretty equal. No shots on target by either of us, and we've had 10 shots in total. That is poor shooting by both teams. But he is playing his first team as far as I'm aware. He's got Okazaki, Vardy, Mahrez, Alvarez, whereas I'm playing a slightly weaker team. I do have some of my good players there. So Kalina finds Calorie to McLean. McLean cuts inside. Back to Fletcher. Back out wide. James picks it up, put in a cross. Pavon, goal, 1-0, come on. Matthew James is starting to perform for us, and he's at right back. He's not even at his centre back position. And look at this lovely cross by the youngster. Well done, Matthew James. I don't know if you're still watching this series, but well done, Matthew James. Hopefully Schmeichel hoofs it and we get the header. And Morrison picks it up. McLean, Calorie. What can you do, Calorie? Back to McLean. That's nice. You get tackled. Here is this a Leicester break? It looks like a Leicester break. This is not good. Vardy puts it wide. Well done, Vardy. That's what we like to see. Emmanuel Adebayor. When did he get Emmanuel Adebayor? And Matthew James with a great tackle. Not a great ball though. Do not let Adebayor score. Okay, Leicester are starting to get some attacks. He may have changed something and it seems to be working. I can't believe he's got Adebayor. What did Matthew James do there? Holy crap, Matthew James. Okay, we win the header. Morrison. What can Morrison do? Tries to find McLean but cannot. Schmeichel. We don't win the ball, which was... we needed to win that ball. Mahrez now running down the line. Into Kanté, into Drinkwater, who was wide open, and Timo Horn makes the save. Well done, Timo Horn. Okay, Albrighton. Bloody hell. It's getting chance after chance now, but Henry clears it. Just win that ball and have a break. Alright, Henry on the ball. Just getting it clear. This is just all men back defending. Well done, Henry. To Brunt, you can just pass it on to McLean. You can pass it through to Calorie, break Calorie. For once in your life, score when you're one-on-one. Well, there was a defender with you, but still. Right, Calorie. Through to Pavon. Pavon found acres of space. Why do I ever expect Pavon or Calorie to score? Okay, it looks like, unless there's a last gasp FA Cup equaliser. Alright, picked up by Morrison. Pavon's got the pace to get onto that. Inside to Morrison, who has a crack. It's unlucky. We've got a minute left of game time, and the ball, there's still a highlight. Calorie. Find McLean. What was that? Oh, what the hell? Almost. I'm not quite sure how we got the shot, but almost. Alright. Clear it. Well done, Pavon. Just run, Calorie. That will do. And we get the 1-0 win against Dave. So we're keeping momentum in our side. Yes, we've lost a game and we got outplayed in that game, but we are keeping momentum. Matthew James played well. Player of the match. Tackles 1-3, interceptions 11, headers 10, rating of 8.1. And if you look at those stats, Dave probably didn't deserve to lose. It probably deserved to be a draw. But hey ho, that's the way football goes. Crystal Palace drew with Notts County, so he's got to play another game which isn't going to help him, and Stoke lost to Shrewsbury. At least I think those are the full-time results, but that is good for us. If Joe's got to play a replay, that's fixture congestion for him. Anyway guys, I think we're going to go to the Skype call now, so see you there.
Alright guys, GINGIEx here, and welcome to Football Manager 2016, the mid-table clash. Today I'm joined with J&O, Kurtyoy and DaveAzzopardi, and today has been an eventful episode to say the least from my point of view, and I'm going to start off with myself because I have not big news. It is big news, but it's not. So I started my episode and I've lost to Man City 1-0. Which personally, seeing as I was away from home, I thought was a very good result to end my 6 away games in a row streak. And then the board decided that they wanted to have a talk about recent performances. And when they say recent performances, they mean mainly the Man City game, the concerning factor. And then I said, look, it's my fault, I made a mistake, I'm sorry. So I said, okay, we accept your apology, but we hope for improvements in the future. 2 days later, Crystal Palace proposed new contract talks. So I signed a new deal with Crystal Palace.
Well, at least if they sack you, you're going to get some more compensation.
Oh yeah, that really important compensation that goes towards nothing. Other than that though, I scraped the win against Sunderland, which if I'd lost I know I would have got sacked, and then I just drew 0-0 with bloody Notts County. So I know there's a man in this call right now who really wants to talk about his episode. So Kurt, you're going to go next.
Well, where do I start? I started off with a huge game against Leicester, managed by DaveAzzopardi, and for some reason I put 11 magicians on the field because every one of my players fucking disappeared, and I didn't play very well, and I lost that one 2-0, and I really didn't deserve anything else because honestly it was the most dreadful game I've watched, with 2 more goals added in. So I basically felt like I've been beaten up, so I thought, oh, alright, I'll beat Dave's. No, I didn't beat Dave's former team either. I lost 3-0 to them, making it even worse. And then I thought, you know what, worst comes to worst, I've got an FA Cup game to fall. No, I haven't got an FA Cup game to fall back on because I lost that one as well. I mean, give credit though, because I did perform well. I mean, Kurtyoy, he was running about everywhere. I covered every blade of grass because his first touch was fucking useless. And I found out again my team was full of magicians, and watching Mark Wilson is worse than having my eyes gouged out, because at least then I won't have to watch him play football anymore. So I'm currently looking for a whole new 25 squad of players, as they've all been sacked except Kurtyoy, because he told me he'd eat my family otherwise. if he
but the thing is, I'm looking at your match against Dave, and you actually had quite a few shots. Same amount of shots on target, and Kasper Schmeichel,
if you saw that penalty,
9.1.
Yeah, if you missed the penalty, I mean, the whole game could have been different.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about Glenn Johnson taking the penalties again.
Scored the penalty. Yeah, well, Mahrez has missed 2 of my last penalties as well. It's proper annoying.
Mahrez is a penalty taker. I don't know why my penalties are going to Glenn Johnson.
because they're disappearing.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But anyway, I had a fantastic episode. I'm looking forward to the next one.
I can tell that by not only your tone of voice, but I'm just glad that you're not getting rid of Cheku Kuyate, because of course, if you did, I would have to eat your family as well. So now we're going to move on. We're going to move on to J&O.
Okay, well, I started off against West Ham, who it became very obvious are doing really, really well. They're now second, I believe, just behind Tottenham,
Yep.
so that's the top two. And literally, they started playing me off the park. I made some changes, managed to get 2-1 up at half time. Then I thought, being cocky, that I could make even more changes and destroy them, and conceded 2 goals in 3 minutes from kickoff. So I pretty much threw that game away myself, which is a shame because that broke a 7-match undefeated streak. But then we went in against Everton and my team played like I've been trying to make them play. And I know I always sound like I'm really disappointed with them, but that was a great game against Everton, a great performance. I just feel like we should have scored more. And then we came up against Dave in the FA Cup, and at first it looked like they were going to walk all over me. Then we started kind of coming back into the game, got 1 goal, and then it was literally all Dave, and my team just pretty much held on until the 90 minutes.
The stats though were so even. Like, I mean, literally,
Yeah, but
all
I
it
came
was.
back near the end, but that's it. Like, because I went.
Oh, yeah, at the end, the last 10 minutes, I put everyone up, like even the centre backs and stuff. Like, and I was like, crap, because like I thought you read it, because every attack then was for you. You just kept going on the break.
Yeah, I changed it to counter as soon as you changed
I'm
to
some
attacking.
sitters, man. I mean, Adebayor came on his first chance of the game
I
for
didn't
a
even know
goal.
you had Adebayor.
I literally just signed him like a couple of days before.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I
'cause
wasn't
we've
even
only
trying to
got
go
3
through, to
versus
be
three.
honest. I mean, I wanted to beat Dave, but I'm really.
Yeah, I know. I
worried
saw
about
your
the
team,
FA
and it
Cup.
was like it was rotated heavily. But
Yeah.
I mean, you still got like Rico Henry's a very good left back. Like even obviously probably not so much at Premier League level. Well, in a couple of years he will be, but he's still a solid left back anyway. But then
And Matthew James, just want to point out, brought him in for 2 games because I had no fit right backs, and he's not a right back, and he has played absolutely amazing in both games. Although he did look like he almost set up a Leicester player for an easy goal at one
I
point.
know, I thought that. I was like, huh, how's he got man of the match? But to be fair, like looking at his stats, he did have a pretty solid game anyway.
But yeah, great episode. I'm looking forward to the next one, and I actually mean that. Whereas I don't think everyone else has.
I don't want to talk about
Well,
it.
just looking at my fixtures, I'm definitely not. So we're going to now move on to Dave. How did your episode go?
Well, we started off with a game against Kurt, 2-0 victory. To be fair, I think the game could have gone either way. When he had that penalty, if he'd scored, I think he would have got the 3 points in the end. Luckily for us, Schmeichel saved it, and we got them, 2 goals in the end. Can't quite remember who scored. I think Kramaric was it, and
Kramaric and Mahrez scored.
Mahrez, yeah. Because Mahrez gave away the penalty, man. I was fuming at that, but he got away with it. Schmeichel made the save. A good victory there. And then we went to, you guys had a league game, but I played in the Capital One Cup first leg semi-final against City at the Etihad, and that was a pretty even game. And they had Aguero playing, because last time I beat them, they had Bonnie up front. Aguero was injured, but Aguero started, and we played some class football. I mean, it was pretty even, but we were playing this one-touch stuff that was incredible. Like literally like Leicester were playing in the week. We played a long ball towards Kramaric, and first time he passed it across like a sweaty goal towards Kante, who put it into the back of the net. We did it again, but I think the pass was slightly overhit, and we missed in the end, but we got a strong 1-0 victory there. And I thought we'd get a clean sweep of wins. I mean, we started pretty well against West Brom's J&O side, but in the end, I mean, it could have gone anyway. All it needed was 1 goal, and I think that would have been the winner. It was that close in the game.
It deserved to be a draw.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was at half time. I thought it was going to be a replay, but either way, I'm happy we played well. It is one less competition to worry about, but I suppose we're doing so well in the Capital One Cup. There was no reason why we couldn't do so well in the FA Cup, but we could focus on the league and hopefully a Capital One Cup final to come soon as well.
Okay, right, so moving on into the next episode, I know that I'm looking at my fixtures right now, and I'm guessing that I'm going to be having 4 games as I've got an FA Cup replay. However, so if I'm just going to go by that, I've got Spurs at home, Stoke at home, Notts County away, and Southampton at home. So next episode, I'm looking at potentially taking over Newcastle as they're in the bottom 3.
I think if that happens, we need to do a better job, because we've given Dave a team that seems to be doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to get bloody Norwich. Right, Kurt, what's your lineup like next week?
Well, I've got a really tough game. I'm coming up against 20th Norwich, away from home.
Must win.
And my away from home streak currently is not too good, especially against shit teams as well, which makes it even worse. So then I move on to another away game, which is Crystal Palace, and I'm looking forward to that because currently the whole squad hates me or hates each other through my irrational treatment of all players, Glenn Whelan. So if I lose that, the board will hate me, the players will hate me, the staff will probably hate me, and I'll probably get sacked, I'm not going to lie. And then if I don't get sacked, I've got a home game against Everton, and as they're in 13th, I might sneak a draw, but I doubt it, really.
I'll tell you what, Kurt, if you get sacked before me, I will be completely dumbfounded as to how that has happened.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm looking at this thinking potentially I could be the only one not to be sacked.
You know, I'm also looking at this and I'm thinking if I win my next game 8-0, I could potentially be 10th. As long as everyone else loses above me.
Is that how close?
Always aim high, high, man.
So yeah, what about you, Jano? Who have you got next week?
Well, we've got 19th Sunderland for the with a home game, so I'm hoping my side don't slip up on that one. But then we have Tottenham. It is at home, but it's Tottenham, and they're top. And then we have Man City away, who are third. So it's the type of episode that I'm expecting 3 points. Anything else is a bonus. But if we do well enough, I could see myself back in the top 4, because I think, unfortunately, I've just dropped out of the top 4. Yeah, I'm 5th, just outside of it by 1 point. So I'm looking forward to it, but I wouldn't expect too much coming into that next episode.
Okay. And Dave, what about you?
I've got Chelsea, Liverpool, and I can't remember my other team.
Southampton.
3 difficult games. I think we can probably get 3, possibly 6. I mean, we played well against some of the big teams at the moment, such as City. I think they just can't cope. To be fair with City, when I played them though, they started Patrick Roberts and stuff on the right hand side, and when they brought him off, they brought Brandon Barker on, so it was hardly like a world-class substitute coming on. I think that's the way we counter them down the left-hand side as well. It depends if any other teams play like that against us. I think Chelsea and Liverpool will take no prisoners anyway, so it will be tough games and a very tough episode either way. So 3 points to 6 points, I'll be happy with next episode.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Mid-Table Clash. If you have, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. Leave comments down below if you've got any feedback, and all channels will be in the descriptions of each of these videos, so make sure you go and check out everybody out. This has been GINGIEx and I'm signing out. Peace.
I don't want to play this game anymore.
See ya.